What is going on? What's going on, YouTube? This is your boy Ligo, one half of Enduo, and I have basically a special a little. I did a podcast in a while, in a little second. Been busy as hell, so I say, why not just do something about this before I have time? And like I said, tonight I got to work, so this is hopefully be a quick podcast. I hope so. So let's see. With that said, uh, this is basically about one of my favorite franchise, Metroid. As you can see on the screen, this is one of my also a game that I love the mechanics of Metroid Prime Echoes 2. Some of the stuff there was some stuff that's rough edges, but I like it. So that's the gameplay you see on the screen right now. But Metroid, excuse me. Sorry about that. Metroid, what's the Metroid? Sorry, Metroid Federation Force is coming out next week, Friday, and I am happy to. I am happy to say that it's gonna be on the list. I'm gonna provide it, but unlike most other Metroid fans, have I want to say a different celebrity to other people. I'm happy to say that. So with that said, like there are three reasons I'm gonna buy Metroid Prime Federation Force. Now, reason three, going from worst to the best. Reason three is because I have all the Metroid games physically, and I double dip a couple of times digitally as well too. Like Metroid Prime Fusion, Metroid Prime Echoes. I mean, yeah, with Echoes, the trilogy, physical and digital, two as well, two one. I mean, I have all the games, and I like the franchise, including that special couple stuff that I said before that I have. And one of these days, I will like I said, technically speaking, I am gonna do. Like I said, there's a new show or playlist coming to the channel called that is called Memory Retro Lane, and I'm gonna one of the games I'm gonna talk about it is my favorite franchise, which is Metroid. Now, just a while ago, Metroid just hit 30th anniversary, and people are upset and a little humbug. There's nothing exciting came out for it. I could list a lot of games that had 25, 30, didn't have nothing come out as well too for Nintendo and other consoles. So it doesn't bother me. It just kind of shows me that damn, I'm old. That's what that shows me. It showed me damn, I am old. But I will say, like I said, the reason I'm picking up because like I said, I have all the games, even the ones that I thought was a little weakest in the lineup, and Metroid Federation Force could be that. I don't know yet. But I'm gonna pick that up and give it a shot and see what's going on. And I'll do a review about it and tell people, hey, if it's if it's good or whatever. I mean, like I said, if you've been to my channel and you've been to my review discussions, I mean, I just tell you what I think about it, and it's up to you to make the choice. If you think I convinced you, then you buy it. If you don't think it's convincing, don't buy it. No, I've never told. I don't give scores because I don't think scores are irrelevant. You think is worth your time to buy it, buy it. If you think that, not, and then just shut up about it. So, like I said, I always got all the games, so I'm gonna pick that up because of the games. So that's reason three. Reason two is because, very simply, unlike other people, I have no problem that being that I've been in industry and see certain things. I like people. I like to see people who, how should I say this? I like to see people who take their art form and refine it and make their game very well. And Nintendo has done that over the years all the time. to me. They never done it any thing really bad, but I can't, like I said, I can't argue that a good game comes from a person who's been doing this art form for a while. You have a couple rock stars, of course. You have a couple rock stars, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that the game is always going to be a great hit. Now, for me, the second reason really I am buying Metroid Federation Force is because of the man who's developing the game, who's been the codemaster of the game from since basically Super Metroid. And that is Kensei Tanabe. He has shown me that he has an understanding. He knows how to make games. He knows how to make games work good because he knows how to make a game. Oh man, wow. Oh wow. Make a game from the ground up for any console or whatever. Give me a second there. Sorry about that. I had a little cough and I had to get something to drink to dry down. Whew. Anyway, like I said, you have Kensei Tanabe. He's been doing games for a long time. He understands the art of the game. He basically was a part of the back in Doki Doki Panic, which was Super Mario Brothers 2, and he coded for Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, Link to the Awakening, like I said, Metroid, Stunt Racer FX, Kirby's Dream Course, Super Mario World 2, Yoshi. I mean, the man has a plethora of working in the industry for Nintendo for years. So he has a lot on his belt, and I respect the man. And you know what? And again, he's the one who did the coding and most of the coding and the producing for the Metroid Prime series. So I mean, he's not failed me yet to a point. So he has a degree of success that, yeah, I'm gonna go out and buy his game because he is a good game designer, script writer. I mean, the coding is his art form, and I'm not gonna deny that. He shows his premise in the world of gaming. So hey, you could go and check out how much games he have done like script writing and game design and all kind of stuff. The dude is a rock star in my book. And when I got to meet him, he was a cool dude, and I'm happy I did. So that's the second reason why I picked up Metroid for Federation Force. As he said, he wanted to do something different with Metroid, and hey, I can't argue with it. Number one reason I'm picking up Metroid Federation Force is basically the reason why I like the Metroid games. Really, the reason I like Metroid is because of the single player. I have to say that if they didn't have a single player, then I would have been like, I'll just pick it up just for I'll have been part of the reason, the fault, but I'll pick it up just to collect the collection because I have my guilty is Metro. I don't want to support. If the game is horribly bad, I will tell you right then. I'll tell you this: when I'm playing this game and the game is horribly bad, I would gladly tell anybody out there don't pick up the game. I'm not that biased to say, okay, if it's a bad game, it's a bad game. So yeah, because if it's and I'm talking about, when I mean horrible bad, I'm talking like broken. It has bad. It's broken. It just doesn't work and stuff like that. Yes, I don't want nobody to support a game for doing that. For everything, if everything is onto opinion, just subjective stuff, then I will leave that as it is, and just be objective to the objective part, being that if it's bad that way, then yes, don't support it. But it's a single player. As I told many people, and people keep on asking me this. I got a couple of people that's like, "Yo, why don't you give me your friend's code? Why don't you give me your Steam code?" Why? I am not a single. I'm not a multi-online player person. Again, unlike most gamers, I stick to my guns because some people who know who. So I'm going to reference right now. Some people know about this, which is funny. See, there are gamers out there who ride this popularity thing and want to be popular and want to be respected in YouTube. And I, technically speaking, don't give a damn when it comes to the gaming side of YouTube. Really, I take my 220 subs and be happy with it. You come to my channel, you get my honest, true opinions and words and thoughts, and I'm not gonna try to BS you. I'm not, because I got no time. You don't know me, I don't know you. I'm not who. I got no time to falsify nothing for nobody. It's simple stuff. I take behind the scenes where I can tell you behind the scenes, and you take it. You take it. If you don't believe me, you don't believe me. You can just move on. As a friend of mine would say, do like you all, pack your shit and move the fuck on. And that's basically what you gotta do. But that's sorry for the cursor right there. But online like I said, so with that said, like I played the beta, I enjoyed Overwatch, but I can't go buy Overwatch because I don't depend on other people to make my experience happy. I like playing single player games. That's just me. If I'm gonna play if I'm gonna play co-op or multiplayer, I'd rather be in the couch co-op right beside me. Me and my sister, we do that a lot of time. And sometimes my friends come up to my house, we go down in my bonus room, and we knock it out of the park. Or if I go to my friend's house, my cousin's house, to do that, we knock it out of the park, have fun. And then, like I said, Splatoon, I gotta give it to that. Mario Kart 8 as well too. But if it didn't have a single player, no, I wouldn't really mess with it. It's just not my thing. So single player is the main reason why I'm picking up this game. I'm happy that they showed a trailer of a story mode. They didn't really show more story. They just showed little clips here, clips there. So I would like to see what the story would be, because unlike other people, and I'm gonna kind of show this in my retro lane thing, I really caught up with Metroid and understand where certain things is. I'm not 100% on all the story, but I know why. Like I said, I like people. Metroid Other M answered so many questions in Federation. It make the story comes like Sakamoto's story come full circle and understand things. People might don't like Metroid Other M, whatever. I do. I do for the story, and I do because of the gameplay. Now, there's things that's wrong with the game, and that will be for a later date, and I will tell you what's wrong with Metroid Other M. But other than that, the two things about Metroid Other M is the story. So I would like to see what the Federation Force lore or story adds to the Metroid universe. Okay, it would be cool. Because even though Hunter is my least favorite game out of the series, it added, the story was kind of but it did add some lore of the different hunters around the world and how people try to imitate Samus's suit and everything else, and the Weaver and Silax and all that stuff. So it did add a little lore to the game. So I would like to see what the story will do. So that's why like I said, I am picking Metroid Prime Federation Force. Unlike other people, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm not gonna no. I am a Metroid fan, true to the core, yes. But once I have a chance to, like I said, if the franchise I see it's taking a turn, I look at it objectively. Like right now, what's that game? Resident Evil 7 is gonna be VR. You know what? It might be a good experience. I'm not gonna, for people out there who's gonna try it, I'm not gonna tell them, hey, don't try the game because it's not what I like. No. I like all these guys who are like, no, but no. If it might be a cool game for the cool concept that he's doing, it's not a Resident Evil game that I like. Like I said, I played Resident Evil 6 and 5. 5 added to the story, really. Did like some things of 5. 6 was not my most favorite because it really fall away. And of course, you know, Shinji Mikami was not really a part of that whole sub because he basically bounced it. Oh hell no! So that's just a leave it at that stake. So Metroid Prime Federation Force next week Friday. It should be at my house, so I could play. Well, at my office, I should say. I ordered it through Amazon, so it should be office. I'm gonna be picking that up, have some fun with it. The next game added to my collection of games that I have. I'm not even, and this I was saying, like other people have messed with Blast Ball. I'm not even messed with Blast Ball. I'm not downloaded because I'm busy and I'm doing stuff. So this is gonna be like a true open experience that I have not messed with. I hope it's not all mission based, but again, I hope there are little puzzles in there because that's one of the reasons I love Metroid. The puzzle. I like other people. I don't whine for the backtracking because they add the backtracking for Metroid. It's always done to me in a good way. It's gotten less and less, and I got more lenient to a way, which I kind of like the exploration more than that. But I gotta take the grain of salt because Nintendo has to make sell a game to make money, and the way gamers think nowadays, I don't like it, but I gotta see what the creator has done with the game. So Metroid Federation Force, the 3 reasons I'm picking it up is I'm a Metroid head. I got all the games, so I have to add this to my collection. Second, because I have faith and I have great respect for Tetsuya Tanabe for what he has done in the Metroid and in the Nintendo world. So I have no disrespect. Like I said, I'm gonna enjoy this with him and see what his idea of this Federation Force is all about. And of course, I have to say, I have to enjoy, you call it, because the story mode is there, and that's the reason, because I would love to see what the story has added to this story, you know, all the stories and lore of Metroid. And like I said, I'm a single player person more than anything else, so I don't need other people to make me enjoy happiness in this game. So there you go. 3 reasons why this guy is picking up Metroid Federation Force. Now, like I say, it's the 30th anniversary again. You know, Samus, one of the first females of gaming, and sometimes she get her due, sometimes she don't, which is sad. But I am happy that she has a character, and it's sad that sometimes when people live in Metroid, they try to show that she had a flaw because she's human. Everybody's thinking, no, you can't do that, whatever. So 30 years of her story from Sakamoto. Thank you, Sakamoto, for what you've done. I wish one of the other persons that I wanted to meet in real life, and I will fanboy over this person, would be Gunpei Yokoi, the late great Gunpei Yokoi, who has said, "Oh man, Metroid was his baby and the Game Boy, and that kind of helped me install me into handheld and into the Nintendo cycle to a certain degree." I was because I still had Sega, of course. Still had Sega. My friend had Game Gear, and I understand it, and Atari Lynx, but that's just the setup of. I wish I could have met him. So to the great young Gunpei Yokoi and Sakamoto, thank you for creating this game 30 years ago. This franchise, I should say, 30 years ago, and I've enjoyed every single game, faults or no faults, but I enjoy the story, the lore, and every game I have 100%ed. You go 100%. I've not speedrun because Super Metroid, I have done speedrun Super Metroid, but I have not speedrun because I get enthralled into the game, and I love the story, and I love the atmosphere what these games have bring. So like you see right now, like it's not all about running and gunning. It's just not. You go to a certain spot, you move. The motion is still like kinetic games. Like you could still explore and do certain things instead of just go to a room, clear out everybody, go to a next corridor, a next section, clear out everybody again. So again, I like that Nintendo opted and called this is a first-person adventure because it is. It's an adventure game. I enjoy being immersed into the atmosphere, and like I said, 30 years of this game is good. Like I said, all 18, gonna be 19 games added to my category, to my catalog. And again, I don't know. I mean, like I said, this is one of my favorite franchises of all time. Now, I know people is talking about Metroid the remake, how it got shut down, other stuff like that. I mean, the fan game got shut down. It's complicated. I'll say this about the fan shutdown thing. As a gamer, and I'm saying that lightly because if you've been listening to me, I hate using the word gamer because how gamers are getting stupid now. But as a gamer, I understand what people's talking about. You know, to be hungry. But you see, I'm not thirsty for the game. If I want to play a Metroid game, I have 18 other games to go play. I had the original Metroid 2, which was the first game that I picked up. The first Metroid game I ever played was Metroid Return of Samus for the Game Boy. That's the first game I played. I have the physical copy, and I have a digital copy of my 3DS. If I'm that thirsty to play the game, I'll play that. People say, "Well, it'll be up res, it'll be better." It's in that Metroid Zero Mission thing. That's cool, and you know what? If you guys got it, enjoy the game. I'm not gonna again. I don't take away people's hate, fun of the game, but again, I can't say it's bad because Nintendo put a stop in disease, which is their property. My thing about people who make fan-made games, and the other people, I know there's publishers out there who don't care for that stuff, and that's good for them. But as a business person, the business side of things, I can't condone it. If you're gonna make a fan-made game, do what like it's not a bad example because it's a good example. Do what Kenji Inafune did. He couldn't use Mega Man, he made Beck. Or NC Creates when they made Gunvolt. It's basically a Mega Man game, Mega Man X style of game, but they changed it around. Just use a different IP. You go through all the assets. I mean, and the thing about it's it's not like some of these people never heard of this. You go through all that work to make the asset. Just change the IP around. Freedom Planet was a Sonic fan-made game because of Sonic. But you know what? Sega couldn't shut them down because of the concept that it was their game. And of course, you have all the terms of the Metroid, and I hate this word really, Metroidvania. It's really a Metroid game because I give credit to the people who come with it first. I don't do that whole Metroidvania cast. No, the Metroid game. But I've used it so people understand the Metroidvania thing. You can't copyright that style of the game, and so why don't you come with your own IP, Axiom Verge, all this, come with your own IP, make a game, and you know what? You could make money off of it. You don't need, if your concept and your level design is that good, then it will shine through and you could sell it, you could make money off of it, or if you did it as a fan thing, yeah, that'll be cool. But I can't condone it as a business person. I go a long way to copyright and copyright, and so these companies spend millions or sometimes billions of money to protect their IPs and stuff like that. Not saying the person is destroying the guy's IP, Nintendo's IP, but as a company, you got to understand your intellectual property sometimes is all you have. The number one thing that sells for Nintendo is software, and their software is tied up in their IPs. Just like that stupid story came out, oh, Mario's gonna be on Nintendo's next hardware device. No shit. When has that Mario been on any on Nintendo's devices? That's and IGN. How can you think hello to even do a story like that? That is just idiotic. That is just idiotic. So it's. I mean, that's my answer to the fan-made thing. Those who got it and got it illegally and having fun with it, go ahead and have fun with it. I'm not playing a game because I'm not that thirsty for the game. I'm not saying you are, but I have a place to go enjoy the game. I enjoy it. That's just me. I'll do it. I'll have fun, and that's all I'm gonna do. Pardon me about that. So that's about that. Another anniversary thing that I have to talk about, which I put it on my Google Plus account, Endure on Google Plus, you can check it out, is 10th anniversary of Platinum Games. Now, I have on my channel, I have a video about Platinum Games and the history of Platinum Games and how they got screwed. The lead designers, Shinji Mikami, Ayaba, Hideki, Yusuke, all these guys who got screwed by the publishers came together and said, hey, let's have our own stuff. Now, they're kind of still getting screwed by the publishers. I wish they could get their own capital. And it could be, I want them to be a independent developer with their own IPs. That's what I'm hoping for. They have created some great games, great concepts, of course, but I want them to have their own IPs. Kind of like I said, like Way Forward. I respect Way Forward. They have Shantae. They have Mighty Switch Force, stuff like that. Like have their own thing, just like Drinkbox have their or have Guacamelee. You see, Guacamelee is kind of like it's basically a Metroid game. Going back to what you're talking about, have your own IP, you can make a game from that. I have no problem with that. I will respect that and we'll back you up if that's what you're trying to do. So, but Platinum Games has, it's been 10 years. I've played some great games from these guys, including working on one of the games with them, which was Mad World, and getting to meet Shinji Mikami and Hideki Kamiya, and these guys are cool guys. I know Star Fox, of course. Man, when I went last year, when I went to Japan and talked to them and saw Star Fox and played Scalebound again, I wish I could have played Nier, but I didn't. I had a chance to. But play those games, talk to those guys, and how they feel like, man, this is sad how their industry is not. They themselves feel the industry is going downhill. So it's sad about that, and it is messed up that it's. Platinum has the Turtles came out not to a roaring applause a lot of people wanted, and I could see that. It's sad. It's the same designer, which Eki or Eshi, I forgot his name, and I apologize for that. Who did also Legend of Korra? His team did it, and I feel like he got rushed, but I don't know. Like I said, I've not talked to anybody at Platinum Games for a little minute now. So, but as a whole, let's just say you're not gonna hit everything out of the park. They just like Shigeru Miyamoto. He did weird music. Not everybody. I mean, that was not one of his best implementation. Gave it idea. Whew. Oh, pardon the game. Gave an idea. So you're not gonna hit everything out of the park. I mean, you're gonna have a couple flops, failures, or mediocre games, as I would say. So it's not that. It's not that they have a good Platinum Game has a good batting record. Their batting record is very well. So I respect them. And for them to last 10 years after not owning an IP and working so hard with other companies to make these games, and sadly that most of these games don't sell that well, which is sad because they put a very high pedigree in their games. They really do. The ones that really shines. The Bayonettas, the Wonderful 101, to me, shine. When I mean by shine, I'm talking about the gameplay is on point. I'm not talking about reviews. I'm talking about the gameplay is on point. There's no broken games, no glitches. The pacing feels right. So, like I said, the Mad World, the Mad World, what do you call it? The Mad World, how should I say, the Anaki Reigns, I forgot about that, the God Hand, all that stuff. Like the gameplay is on point and solid. The Star Fox, all that stuff. So enough props for them. I hope they could, like I said in my post, I hope they can get themselves some IPs, at least one or two, like Way Forward, and put their touch to it, so they don't have to depend on Nintendo, Sony, or Microsoft to make any games or Square to make any games for them. Start being a workhorse. And I wish those guys 10 more years. Hopefully, I get a next chance to visit their studios once again in the near future. I mean, next year supposed to be going back to Japan again, so I wonder if I'll meet anybody again, including Hideki, because he's a crazy character. That dude is animated like hell, and to hear and see what people were talking about when he was at Scalebound when he came up from Microsoft was kind of weird to see him like that. But I don't know the story full story. Nobody knows the backstory really. We just could just surmise what happened, but it is what it is. So 10 years for Platinum Games, man. You guys well deserve it. I wish you guys got more, praises and more, how should I say? Well, the well-deserved applause that you guys really deserve to get, because you guys work hard. All the designers of that, all the designers of the Platinum Game, even the people who design these great games, from the males to even from the males. Oops, give me a second here. Sorry, dang. Sorry about that. I just had to do a business text right there. Apologize. For they call it. What I want to say. Oh, from the males to the females. Who do this great job. Who do this great job of making these awesome games, and I hope in the future we also like all those guys who, even though they got like I said in my video, got threats and everything, which is kind of sad. I hope that these guys can those who are gonna get PlayStation 4. Hope you guys pick if Nair has a great production value and the gameplay is solid. Hope you guys pick up. There's over 45 million of you guys out there. Hope you guys pick up Nair when it comes out. The same thing for Scalebound. And even though you can pick up Scalebound on PC, but I hope people on the different consoles who like the Bayonetta and want the Bayonetta on their console, I hope that they go out there and they buy the game just as well, because the Platinum Games deserve it. So happy 10th anniversary, Platinum Games. Happy 30th anniversary, Metroid, Samus. Like I said, those you guys Platinum Games, thank you for what you have done. And like I said, Sakamoto, Tensei Tanabe, Gunpei Yokoi, thank you for introducing me to a franchise that not only made money for my company in the twist of Metroid Prime, but also gave me one of the best heroes, Samus, and best franchise to worlds, I should say, not even franchise, lore and story to get myself immersed in. And thank you very much, because it is not easy to come up with these ideas to make a game that could last 30 years. Mario, Zelda, and Metroid, Donkey Kong, all these games, that these IPs still last 30 years and are still relevant. Thank you. And like I said, that's one of the reasons I am picking up Metroid. That's one of the reasons I'm picking up Metroid Federation Force next week, August 19th. Play the game and see what I will get into. So with that said, let me see here. Oh, well, why not? I'm gonna go through these questions quick, fast, in a hurry. Sorry, anybody who's trying to jump in, as a solo cast, and I'm going to sleep right after this, so sorry about that. Let me see. Go through these questions quick, as fast as I can. Let me see. So Brandon Kakashi asks, did you play Metroid so much that you dreamt about it? It happened to me on Prime 2. Yes, I have. Like I have my own concept of what. That's why I told you, Brownie, to watch Appleseed and see what would the adaptation of that. That's why I tell you to watch that movie. And I bet you still have not watched that movie though. The producers of that, including with John Woo, I think they'll be the best person to make a movie or at least an animation or anime movie adaptation of Metroid. Those two I um, would give the hands on to do that because they respect the source material and they know how to treat a strong female character, but also make it that she's still a female or as I say human character. And Duna Newt is a good example of a Samus to me, just outside the exoskeleton and all that stuff. But she is a good example of that. So that's why I recommend Appleseed. People check it out. Appleseed 1, 2, 2, which is Ex Machina. Appleseed Alpha is good, but it throws the continuity out of it. And I worked on Appleseed 1 with those guys, so it was cool. My company worked with Appleseed 1 a little bit on 2, but we're not that much. But still, I mean, it just that'll be a good adaptation of it right there. So I have slept and dream of Metroid many of times. Let me see. Sprite Remix asks again, which would you prefer, a new full 2D console installation or a reboot akin to Star Fox Zero because of Other M? No, Other M did not. Like I said, Other M did not destroy the storyline. It helped enhance it, and it's something I wish I could get into right now. But I'm gonna say it's not. I'm not gonna get into it too much. Now, Other M I don't care what anybody said because they have not understand the stories. Other M answered so many stories. I mean, so many plot holes that was in. Because I hate stories that's not just like I said with Appleseed, that the continuity is not there. Other M answers so much questions that I had in Metroid Fusion, and now that I played Other M so much time, and I see, okay, that's what happened, and that's how. Oh man, it's like it makes so much sense. And I thank Sakamoto for doing that. But if I had, like I said, I did say I wish there was a right now you see the 2D remake. That's the fan made thing. I do want to see that game style and everything. A 2D remake of Metroid Prime, not Metroid Prime, of Metroid 2: Return of Samus. That'd be good. But I would like to see a 2D game before I see a 3D game. If I have to tell the honest truth, again. And I know people say, why don't you just go play the game? I say, well, again, I play the game so much that I might feel like, okay, this is good, but then this is whatever and stuff like that. So it's my personal opinion, my personal preference. I'm sorry. I would say I would love to, like the fan made, I would love to see a 2D remake of a Zero remake of, excuse me, Metroid Return of Samus 2, because that's the only time we get to see all in action, all stages of the Metroid in action. And like I said, WayForward, to my knowledge, still has a contract to do the Metroid game, and I'm hoping that's one of the things they're holding back they could do. So it is where it is. So like I said, 2D before, like I said, hey, I didn't get it because we have Federation Force Commander corner, but I'll pick it up and play it. Going to catch some rack time. Salih's like, great podcast, like it. Good night. Going to catch some rack time. Yeah, man, ain't even no joke. Do you think the NX will cure world hunger? Okay, Double M, stop being a smart ass. No, it ain't gonna cure world hunger. You clown. Shoot, you could go ahead and put one of your videos that makes jokes about this stuff. Foodie Puncher. I wonder if Federation Force will evolve Silac and show more glimpse of the corruption in the Federation. That's why I say I want to see the story. That's one of the reasons why I want to see this story. Because I have not seen that Sakamoto has done anything to this in this game. I could be wrong because I have not seen it, but I've not followed it. I have not followed the development of this game closely because of all the drama that's going around. When they try to, I mean, every time I try to look for certain things, I see the negative stuff comes up. So I just like, you know what? I'm gonna tune out. I just want to enjoy the game. So when it comes out, I'll buy it and enjoy it, or not enjoy it. Whatever happens, that happens. I don't know yet. But I would, like you said, I would like to see if that situation point out. The only person who understands about the Federation corruption I've talked to is Double A Anderson, because me and him went detail one in an off-air cast that took for hours, that we explained the story, that we went detail about how the Federation's corruption started and how it would be and how certain things, because of other M and other things that we put together. So that would be freaking cool to see. That's why that's one of the reasons. That's why it's the number one reasons why. That is why it's the number one reason I want to pick up Federation Force, to see what it does to the lore. Thank you, Free Puncher, for that question. Again, that's one of the reasons. That's my number one reason. Double M again. Do you feel that you would ask? You know what? I ain't even mess with you, dude. Why you keep on doing that, man? You're a good MC, double M, okay? You're a good MC. Move the crowd. That's what you're supposed to be doing. That's what MC means. Move the crowd. Let me see. Brownie Kakashi. For a new 2D Metroid game, what art style do you want? The same art style, just more polish? Way Forward. Well, hell, Way Forward is doing it. What they're doing with Shantae Half Genie, that would be cool. That would be a cool HD upstep that I'll take. What they're doing with Half Genie, that would be cool. I still like Zero Emissions art style, but if they could take the art style and polish it up more, like how Half Genie that's supposed to be coming out this end of this year to be, that'll even be better. I'll take that, because that is a cool art. Because like what they did with DuckTales, I like that. That was a good art style in the game, and it could portray the atmosphere, the airiness of the planet, and everything that Metroid is known for. So that's what I'll be going with. Let me see. As you have Salim. After playing basketball when the demo launched, I can definitely say it's a quality experience. We'll be using the multiplayer. You gotta be feature much. We'll be using the multiplayer feather much. Maybe he meant feature. My mistake. Maybe he meant feature. Yeah. Like I said, I've not played basketball, so I can't give a true answer to that. I've not played the demo. So I see a lot of people. I saw that a lot of people that the Metroid is using kind of like the GameCube style of shooting and of control style. And funny how that is. When Hunters came out, people argued and complained, well, we don't like the style. That's, man, it's not too accurate, blah, blah, blah. Now it's flipped. As Shepherd, the good Shepherd would say, they move the goalposts or they flip-flop too much. Now you see other people saying, well, now we want the stylus back. It's like, I mean, this is why you cannot listen to your fans all the way, because most of your fans will fight against themselves and they don't know what the hell they want. That's why you got to do things your own, and if it flops, it flops. If it sells, it sells. You got to do it. But I go with me, not second guessing myself, than taking somebody else's advice and not feeling comfortable with it, and then put it out, and then it fails. And I'm like, damn, if I did it the way I thought I would have done it, it might have been a little bit better. But that's a thing that people need to understand. That's into any product, music, making music, a product, a game. Yeah. You gotta feel. You have a good feel for the game, and that's why, like Tensei Tanabe, he has the background of all those games from his first game, from Super Mario Brothers 2 or Doki Doki Planet in Japan. All those games to produce and everything, that I believe in his game designs. I have no problem with his game design so far. So, yeah. Okay, now you're being serious. Good. Okay, serious question now from Double M. Do you think the good plot twist in Metroid could be one that involves Samus' brother, or one where Adam is really still alive, or both? I don't know about the brother part, but I could see with the Adam part, because we saw it explode in Other M, but We don't know if he officially exploded or something, or could have happened. We just saw the door close. He got ejected. Maybe there was an escape pod on that side just in case people were trapped on that side to escape. Something that could happen. We don't know about that. I don't know. We don't know. We just saw the door close, ejected out. I mean, the cut the capsule, ejected out, explosion. He could have survived. Could have. I slightly, because I think I don't, because I think Sakamoto wanted to make sure people understand who the computer or the Aurora system was in Federation and Fusion. So that's what they give the backward story. But it could happen. It could happen. Can't deny that. If Metroid are completely eradicated, as in no other that's Triple M. If Metroids are completely eradicated, as in no longer being used in the franchise, would it be the end of the franchise, or name it entirely different? Phase out the name Metroid? Nope, no. If you've I'll give a plug to the Game Idea guy. He had his Game Foundry, and it was me, Red Fox, and Mr. Red Fox, and what do you call it? And him. We did a podcast about the whole Metroid. We did a whole podcast about the whole Metro. What can it be happening? Because you could still do something behind the scenes. Yes, Samus is the only person that has the DNA of the Metroid in there, but still doesn't mean that we still don't know. I don't think we don't know if all of the Chozos are extinct. Nobody really knows that. There's we come up against the civilizations, but we don't know if all of their ancestors or all the Chozos because their DNA could also have Metroid in it, because remember the X parasite basically used to latch on to anything, and they created the Metroids to stop the X parasite on the SR-38 setup. So it could be that there's ways they could still push Metroid itself, the Metroid creature itself. And Metroid itself in the future releases of the game. So it could happen, and I don't think you need to get rid. I don't think you need to get rid of the Metroid name itself. I don't think so. It's basically right now, like I said, just like you would never get rid of the Zelda name. The name is there, and that's also a selling point. Jeez, everybody keep on putting more questions up here. All right. Do you think the Federation has more secret facilities where they are breeding Metroids or working with the space pirate technology, since you had the battleship and the facilities in the Fusion? That's exactly what I just stated out there. Like the Chozos is one, and then you have the Federation who's being corrupted and doing it. Then in the story that M and Fusion told out, there could be way more facilities. Again, the game Foundry with the Game Idea guy explains out some stuff that I gave, like I think about 4 different scenarios from my perspective, which I ain't gonna do now because, like I said, I wanted this to be a short podcast, but it's getting longer. I mean, solo cast is getting longer, but there's like I said, check it out. The Game Idea guy, Game Foundry Metroid, is me, Mr. Red Fox, and Andre, the Game Idea guy, and we talk about that. And you could see where a story could evolve out of what's going on, because we even talked about all the people who are all the ships that keep on leaving these planets before Samus blows them up. Before she blows them up, there's always a star to the side that flashes off like a ship or something. It could have been Weevil doing it, following Samus all the time, trying to get revenge, or could be a Federation trying to keep tabs on Samus. And I mean, so much stuff. And again, I said it better in that podcast with Andre and Red Fox. So check it out, people. It's not bad. And maybe we gotta come back together and do something like that again. So we have Ronnie Takashi again. Kid Icarus is also its 30th anniversary. Yeah, I'm okay. Well, true. That's what I was talking about. You're right. And you know what's cool about it is like anybody out there, yes, I would say that I would like them to do a port to the Wii U with the nunchuck and everything, and it'll be easier or something like that. I'll say that. But if your because the controls work, but it's an issue because it hurts your hands. So I understand that. But I still love Kid Icarus Uprising. The gameplay is I liked it. I enjoyed it. But the thing that makes that game so good is the story and the characters. Some of the characters are annoying. I give it that. But I just love Hades. I love Hades. He's one of my, other than, as for what he does, he's one of the top bad guys that I like for the way he is. He's up there in my top 5 because he's just so the bad guy you love to hate. I mean, good game, and the story is awesome. Y'all need to check it out. Let me see what else. So Barney has did you conquer any of, oops, give me a second here. Freaking Google, you know what? Now that I'm back to using my old computer and I gotta do so much stuff right now, switch up. Give me a second. 1, 2. Okay, I'm making sure that I'm still live because it glitched out for a second. And I cannot, of course, I cannot slide the screen that way. Why not? Why am I not surprised? Oh, well, yeah. Did you conquer any of your traumas while playing Metroid? I don't know what trauma, not that I know of. So if you have some, maybe you could do it. We could talk about it in the off-air chat on Saturdays. And for people out there, like I said, I do have an off-air chat Saturdays. We go through the night. We talk about games and life, real life situation, everything, and just chit-chatting and talking about life itself. So but other than that, nope, never had any traumas to that setup anyway. So nope. Let me see something here again. All right, so next question will be same thing from Barney Kakashi again. Any Metroid mechs or you currently own? I might be pronouncing that wrong, which is my fault. So let me make sure I Google that word and make sure I have that right because I don't want to pronounce it wrong, sir. Let's see, what is, I think, yeah, it's coming up so many different things. Oh, merchandise. Oh, okay, because there's so many different words. Merchandises. Okay. Any Metroid merchandises you currently own? Other than all the amiibos, the Samus related, couple T-shirts, of course. All the games, mostly digital. Manga. I got somebody to print out the manga when I was in Japan, so I have that, so I could read it with it. So that's pretty cool. I would love to get, and I would love to get this, but I'll wait a while. Which is the Fig Tama figurine of Samus, and Oh, I have a couple posters, but I need to put them up. I guess in my bonus room. I'm working to get my bonus room to be game eccentric. As my little sister Katie knows, like I'm right now I'm trying to fix it up from since the past of my aunt that I have to do certain things. Of course, I'm trying to get me a little fridge up here, a little microwave here, so you could, you don't gotta go downstairs. You could drink, have stuff, still eat food or whatever. I'm gonna get me a new couch because it got destroyed. So I want to get a new gaming couch so you could eat food, kick up, relax, lazy boy all the way back. So if I'm tired, I just gotta lay all the way back and sleep on it to be comfortable. Because the one I had got destroyed, so it is where it is. Like I said, put some stuff around, blah blah blah. So I mean, once that's finished, once I do that, I'll take a video of it and show you guys how the room came. I already took a video of how it was. Well, half was because I showed it to somebody yesterday, and they're like, "Our room is not that bad." I said, "Yeah," after I cleaned the hell out of it. But this is now, it's halfway, so I'll compare contrast with those video with that. But that's about it. I don't really go too much in the merchandising that much. I buy what I think I like and keep it moving. So in that regard. Let me see. Number 6. My thoughts killing me right now. I think it would be great to see them go into the history of the Chozos or the origin of basically Samus suit, which is the very the suit that Samus is wearing. Also, think it would be good to see more involvement in the galactic government of some sort, since we don't see Metroid politics beyond the Federation. I don't want to make it too much a conspiracy game because it's not that style. I mean, Metroid is built up on the lore and stuff, and the story tells when you scan the story, you could figure out what's going on. Like I said, to get 100% in Metroid 1, 2, Prime 1, 2, and 3, you got to scan a lot. And that's what I do. I scan every freaking thing because I want to, and that's why I get 100% onto it. And you learn a lot of stuff through those scans, and that's something I wish a lot of people could. Like I said, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, and excuse me there. It is pretty cool, and I like the way that being is a venture thing, you get involved. I think that's what makes Metroid. It's a uniqueness, whatever. But I don't want it to be too much politics, unless it's something that's going to be a direct threat to Samus, or something that she has to save the planet from. That would be better to family from that. That would be better for for her. Now, let's see. Next question here we have is we have triple M, and then we have double M, triple M. Talking about, yeah, I figured merch was, like I said, that means merchandise. Yeah, I didn't catch on to that till that. I know, like I said, I'm not onto all lingos. I'm an old timer, so I ain't got no lingos to it. See. And then we have double M. Obviously, I want most of it to be within a lore that you scan, which would give more good understanding for the story that as you play. The lores are one of the most interesting parts of the story. Well, the past of Metroid is basically told through, other than the manga and the first Metroid games manual, is through Prime. Other than that, everything is set in present setting up to a degree, and that's what it is. I think because how while the M had to jump back to explain fusion, that's where the confusion is sometimes comes through. But the lore, I don't think we need to go back to scan once again and again. I think Prime Retro Studios, Shigeru Miyamoto and Tetsunabe did a really good job of introducing a prequel and make it a prequel trilogy and make it stick. That's a good thing. Don't you got lucky. Don't keep on you got lightning in a bottle. Don't go try to catch lightning in the bottle again. Leave it alone, try something different, and go back to trying to do a story set different than that. That's the way I look at it. I'm not saying you're wrong, Double M. I'm just saying I see this because I don't want there's one of the games, again, one of the things I said in that video with Andre is a time travel, again, going back to find out, kind of like how Okamiden did. When Chubby had to go back to find about Amaterasu and his grandfather, stuff like that, to find out, hey, how do you find what the Chozos really were? Could have been really good creatures or bad, or could the people that Samus met up was people who was nomads from the bad part of the Chozos? And the ghost was very relentless in Prime 1, and it could be that they got out of control, or the Phazon made them so crazy, made act on their craziness. We don't know. So you could do a time traveling thing, kind of gameplay thing, in one of the stories, because basically. Zero did that and added more to the lore with the whole ship and everything. I did a good job of it. Made you feel like you made people who never played the original Metroid, which is very archaic now. I'm not gonna deny it. That's why when Ecosis asked the question about, hey, would you think just like how Zelda's doing with Breath of the Wild doing the original Zelda? No, because the one thing that people bitched about the most, and it really bitched and bitched again. Oh, excuse me, is the whole backtracking. Every time Metroid comes out, oh, the backtracking sucks. The backtracking. Oh my God, can you people just stop? That's what the game is all about. If you know what the game is all about, I like the backtracking because it's just like Mario. If I don't get to do jumps, triple jumps, whatever, the flow of movement in Mario games, unless it's not steady to be like that, like I said, like a 3D world or whatever like that. I don't want you to take away the element of what again. And the reason I like the backtracking because it's not like other backtracking where you just go back and you get like a little secret here, a little whatever. It opens a whole new world. Everybody knows. Best example. Everybody knows when Super Metroid, when you broke that glass and you open up really the water world. You were like, holy crap! There's a whole new world. That was groundbreaking in my mind when I did that by just walking. I was like, where else to go? Where else to go? Why this one little room? Because every time you pass in the map, it's one blip on the map. This one part. They're like, oh, this is room right here. Boom, whatever. Next thing you know, I'm like, wait not. You blow up the glass. Holy smoke! It opens up into a whole new world. You backtrack it, but it opens up. Most of Metroid the same thing with Prime. That's what Prime is. They did that with most of the Prime series. You couldn't do something on Metroid Prime. You had to go to the other side to find a frigate in Metroid Prime. Then, of course, you between the two worlds, Ether, Dark Ether and Ether. So you had that kind of, it was crazy. And the puzzles, I love the puzzles for Metroid Prime Echoes 2 the most because it was just, you had to think around certain things. I loved it. And then you have Prime 3, where you have to go to different 3 planets. Well, basically the ship, Valhalla, and the the pirate world, plus the Olympus, which is the other ship. But you got to go to those ships and you activate and you learn other parts. So they made it more linear in exploring, really, which is still cool, but backtracking is a part of Metroid. I don't want them to get rid of it. I really don't. Just like I was so happy to get back multiple paths for Star Fox Zero. I love Star Fox Assault. I really did. I really do. It's a good game and I enjoy it, but it was really linear. And I played just for the fun factor, not for the exploring and having really getting down to see what I could do to do it. Like my boy Addison, he's going back to get better times, better stuff, because 1 had it, 2 had it. Star Fox, the original one, had it. Star Fox 2, the game that didn't came out, had it. Star Fox 64 had it. Dinosaur Planet, of course, was an open world. You could go around. Assault didn't have it. and then Command had it. So I like the different paths that you got to choose. So it's a part of the game. I like the core to stay there. I really do. Let me see. So we have Double M talking about Samus's brother. Like, it could be if Sakamoto puts it in. They could put Solomon in. Solomon into the game and said, hey, he could be one of the people who was trying to chase after the thing, or maybe he's a part of the Federation, and so you could add that element into it too. You could have Samus's brother into it. So I apologize from before. I mean, it's just that he's such an afterthought, and they only brought up in the manga. It's just like I was trying to stick more to what I've been playing from Metroid all the way now. But if, like I said, you can add him into the game as like maybe he's, like I said, the Federation saved him, or he's part of the bad part of the Chozos, like I said, because we don't know if the Chozos were good or bad. Samus might have found the nomads. Maybe they were like the barbarians and then get a nomads. Like they try to get away from the bad Chozos. So again, that's what Samus is made up, and he might have gotten caught up with the people who are evil, who come up with the invention part to turn some creatures into bad creatures, like the space pirates or the Zebians or whatever. Hell, it could be they could be the reason why those Chozos the one who made the Zebians and stuff into the space pirate, and space pirates do what they got to do. So there's a lot of ways this story can evolve. It really is. And that's why I got to plug my boy GVGINU's video, because we did a lot of talking about that on his podcast, which was pretty cool. Let me see. Oh, nope. I already answered that question, so I must have didn't bring it up. Nintendo makes backtracking and exploration fun, Bernie Kakashi. That's the whole point. Like I said, I don't know what people don't understand this. Every single game that you play is repetitious. Every single one. Is your execution, is how you execute the game that makes it memorable. We all go to work the same every day. Sometimes we take the same route. But the only time that you remember it is when something happens crazy. You're like, oh, wow. And you remember, because many times, I can tell you right now, a lot of you guys drive cars to your work. And sometimes you get to work, you're like, I don't remember taking that turn there, whatever, because it's so ingrained to your brain. But if something happens, like an accident or a bad weather phenomenon, whatever, you remember it, because that's what I'm saying, is repetition. It's just the way that you basically pull it off, the execution. And that game's execution of backtracking, I like. I'm sorry, but that makes me a Metroid fan, because I like the backtracking. That's why I play every game. That's why I've played every single game. Only one game of backtracking was weird, which was Hunters. Never understand that one. Technically speaking, there's no explanation for that one, because it makes no sense. But other than that, I like the backtracking in Metroid games. This is what Metroid is all about. Fully Punch. Wow, I didn't know Samus had a younger brother. Yep. He was 4 years old when she was 6, when the whole invasion thing. It's in the manga. In the manga, you could check out. Let's say most of the manga could be online by now, so you could check it out. It's called The Blood of the Chozos. If anybody want to check it out, to talk about what happened with her family and how he gets there, and talk about the whole K2L and the whole looking for the energy source again. Also, some of that stuff they didn't mention in that, but most of also that story. That's why I said manga, the manual of the first Metroid game and Prime basically tells the lore, while everything else is in present tense. It might go back a little bit, but not too far back to tell the lore. It just tells present tense, a little history. Only Metroid, the only thing that told back past was Metroid Fusion and Metroid Other M, which is Anna, because it goes back when she was part of the Federation in her academy days. So, yeah, you could, like I said, there's a whole good story in this thing that people need to check out, really. So let me see here. See, Double M again. I know it probably won't happen, but I would love to see a Metroid game like the original Prime, but with a world as vast as Breath of the Wild, with all the different locals in Metroid. That would be amazing. I don't know if you know what I can't knock the idea, but I don't know if it'll work because majority of Metroid's game is she works alone. It'd be cool to have I think again that's a story again that's a thing that we brought up once again. We brought up on that podcast. If she could transform and I explained the transformation and everything already. So again, you gotta check that podcast. If she could do that and she goes there to pick up not supplies, but do bounty hunting and stuff like that, like I've studied in that podcast, and it look like the way we talking right now. I gotta do a podcast about that on my channel, or maybe take that video and just share it with everybody else. But if you could do that, if she could be like a regular person and then go to these planets and be a bounty hunter or whatever, and then they tell her, hey, I need to go to this place to do bounty hunting, and it unlocks a story mode and blah, 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 and stuff like that. Then okay, I can work with that. If she's reacting to people as as Samus, and then of course she transformed the suit just like how she did for Prime 3 and stuff, and other animals, the suit could come back on and she could go do her Mighty Morphin Power Ranger thing. And just go and fight and do what she gotta do. But I don't want it to be like too much of that, because I still like the reason Metroid speaks to me, because again I don't like to be a part of the I like the solo aspects of the game, me, myself, and I like the game because it was a solo experience, all true and true. You're on this planet, is up to you to explore. You're by yourself, think ways to do things. That's what I think. That's also one of the charms of Metroid, and that's why I like it. That's why I like it, because of that. So I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I just think because of certain charms of what the games are, I don't want it to be too far from what the core of what the game would have been. But again, I talked about, like I just brought up the whole, if she could be going to you go to the planets of, one of the main planets of the Federation that has it's like a mobile metropolis, like it's all different species walking around and stuff, kind of like what would be a good example? Because I don't play off the top of my head. You go, trying to figure one off the top of my head, which is kind of like Double M got me on the spot. But the game that would, kind of not even a game. Let's go anime like Outlaw Star or something like that. Like you got a hub world, you go there, check what stuff off, go off with Cowboy Bebop. You go to there's a main world that all the species comes and the Federation's protecting it, and you got to figure out stuff. And that could be a story arc that you go to all these other planets, be a solo bounty hunter, you do your stuff. It's still a story, and then you find out at the people who's doing all the corruption and stuff, which again it was in that thing I talked about, is at the head at that planet, and you figure out certain things. So yeah, I'm gonna reshare that video what I did with Andre and Red Fox, so y'all could check it out. I'll basically ask Andre if I could take it and redo it and put it on my channel. Because I don't get no money from my videos. I don't monetize it. It's all for fun and pleasure. So I'll ask him and see if he's cool with it, so you guys could hear it and hear what we talked about. Let me see. Brownie saying to Double M, we are not ready for Metroid Space of the Wild. Chill. I want to live. Again, I don't think it'll work for that. I don't think it'll work for Metroid. I really don't. But again, it's not a bad idea. Everybody has like theories and stuff. Just like I did my video about the theories about the third parties in Nintendo, and I've read some theories, and some are like, but you know what? I'm open-minded to see what's going on, so I got to do a podcast about that as well. And then we have, let's see, one more. Or maybe even the space pirates save him and turn him into their own personal assassin. Well, I said that. I don't know. I don't know how long that question came up, Double M, but I said that too. Like it could be the Chozos or this. Like I say, it could be the same. The bad Chozos, whatever, who make the space pirates and all that stuff. The lore is still there that we could still do a Metroid story for a while. But again, it's one of those things that we have is in this gaming community now is people need to speak with their wallet. The Metroid Federation Force don't sell, and it's a good game. It is what it is. I can't be angry at these guys because game like I told Dr. Feelgood when he had the worst thing of Generation 8. It's the gamers. We whine, we bitch, we feel entitled for something that we had the only thing that we can speak with, and if we want to change anything, is with our wallets, and we don't. We bash, we do stupid stuff, but then we go back and buy the same thing that we said we don't ever want to buy, like broken games or whatever, stuff like that. Shoot, all the people would know what I'm talking about right here. Again, I brought it up a little earlier, but again, there are people who sold their Wii U. I got a problem with that. Just so they could be a part of the popular crowd to get their to buy a PlayStation. Sold their PlayStation because they didn't feel right, which is where I'm like, they get a PC but don't understand how to work PC. Stop following the crowd. And that's what's going on with these gamers. We're following popularity. They're social gamers. They're following popularity. They don't want to buy what you like and do it and enjoy it. I love Nintendo, and I got my and I say third-party games that I like, I'll pick up. Those I don't like, I don't buy, and I don't really go out and out bashing them unless it's like Assassin's Creed Unity or there's a game that's broken to hell and it's messed up mechanics, whatever. Yes, because I want people to say, hey, that's a bad game. Let's not pick up that bad game. But like Order 1886 was PlayStation 4. I don't got against there's things about the game I don't like to a degree, but I know people out there, PlayStation Inquisition and other people have bought it and enjoyed it. So I'm not gonna rain on their parade. They enjoy it. It's not a broken game, really. The game is for what they want. It's short, whatever. That's pitfalls because I play games that are short too, but it's there. It's there, and it's people enjoying it. So I don't do that kind of nonsense. And like I said, I pick up my games. I buy what I can buy. I got 63 games for my Wii U. I'm gonna pick up a couple more, of course, in the next couple months because unlike other people, yeah, y'all can say with your drought. I'm enjoying my drought because I'm still buying games for my Wii U. So it's just it's just weird how the gamers on YouTube act. Let me see. Foodie Project say, does Cosmos of the Wild sound cooler? Cosmos of the Wild. No, it don't sound. Nah, I'm messing you. I know you're joking. So yeah. I mean, with all these, there's one thing as a Metroid fan I would like to see that would give perspectives. No, Double M, NX can't save hip hop. Stop it. One thing I would like to see as a Metroid fan that I would not as a game, maybe in a game, but as a setup, I would love to see where all these planets were, like seeing how big the universe Metroid does, because of course she does not hyper jumping, not fast travel, what do you call it? Light speed travel, warp speed, all that stuff. She does that. So I would just like to see the universe of the Federation from KL, from K2L to SR38, from Zebes to the bottleneck to all these different planets and stuff. I would like to see that. Fool out! You're lucky you in America. You in London. I can't slap you. Talk about can NX save the U.S. election? No, we got two bad choices: shit and shit. No matter what it is. Sorry for cursing again. Anyway, I would love to see like a diagram or something just to show where these planets are in relativity of itself. That's just so I could see how vast the planets are. Including some of them, because we know half the planets have been eradicated by Samus. But some have not. Of course, Ether, of course, is still there. So I would like to see that, of course. Boreal, and all the other planets from Prime 3 are still there and everything. So I would love to see where these planets evolve, just to give me a vastness of what the Metroid universe is. That's the only thing I would like to see. because it's hard, because they don't tell you like miles or whatever or stuff like that. But it's just something, as a Metroid fan, I would love to be in tail. But other than that, like I said, guys, you can go check. It's on the computers. It's on the online now, so you could check out the manga. There's mangas for the Metroid. So you can check out the past and stuff. If you can find the manual for the first Metroid, you can piece some stuff together. Story wise, Super Metroid is a reflection of Return of Samus. Metroid Prime series tells the lore, and that's why I say I think Federation Federation Force might tell some lore on the Federation side. That's why I welcome it. Other M basically sets up Fusion. That's the best way I could say it. Now, even though the game came after, Mother M sets up Fusion in the story. Other man, of course, and Fusion is the last of the story, and of course you have the last of the story that goes out. So, yeah, it's good. It's a good set of games. Go out there, check them out. If you guys are enjoying the fan-made games, what it is, enjoy it. Like I said, I can't go. It doesn't bother me, the fan-made game. You know, I see why Nintendo put a stop in the Z's, because it has to. It's their IPs and whatever. It's their own, and do like I said with Freedom Planet, or with take that concept and make your own IPs. And if your game design and your gameplay is so good, it will shine through, and then let people go. That's because I remember when I was doing the Alpha chat, someone was like, what do you think about fan-made games? And at first I said I didn't play them, but I said, oh wait, no, I did. And so I don't want to lie to the person and say that I've played fan-made games when it was something else, and some I've enjoyed, some I've not, but and some has been downright shitty. Majority of them has been downright shitty, because they try to emulate what the gameplay is and the game design, but their game design is so messed up and so whack. So it's so messed up and so whack that you lose the child. And that's why I don't want to go and play the fan-made game, because I played so much in the other games so many times that I feel like if I play something else and if it doesn't feel bad, I'll be like, man, I don't want to get a bad taste of this game design. That's one of the reasons. Shout out to Sprite Remix that I don't play that I don't play a lot of Mario Maker. Not it's a bad game or anything, or whatever. It's just that I do like Nintendo when they create. It's an art and a flow to the designs of making these games, and they know how to do it. Nothing against people who put that, because I've seen some great design levels by people, even from Sprite himself. But it's a finesse of knowing what to do to play the games, and I like that aspect of the game. So here's what it is. You won't quit, don't you? Last question. True, Breath of the last question is it true that Breath of the Wild for the NX will be in 4K, 24K? Yeah, must be got some 24-karat gold chains around it. That's how they're gonna do. That's how they're gonna be in 24K double M. Smart ass. Other than that, since you guys pushed me to 1 hour and 30, which I didn't really want to. And Foodie Punch like Double M is on fire today. Nah, he's been a jerk. He's been his usual jerk himself. But other than that, again, happy 30th anniversary to Metro, my favorite franchise of gaming of all time. Can't wait to pick up Federation Force next week and see what the lore has provided. Platinum Games, thank you guys for giving me Okami, then Bayonetta 2, Mad World, Anarchy, Vanquish, Ocean Star, Transformers, Transformers, Rise of Vengeance. Sorry, Wonderful 101, Wonderful 101. Those are the games that I've played, and I've enjoyed every single one of them. Thank you guys. I hope you guys can get your own IP, like I said, and you could go further, and you go 10 more years to your longevity. I will be looking forward to picking up Scalebound, and if Nier goes to PC, which that won't surprise me too, but I've been calling that it would happen because of how certain things going. But when Scalebound comes out, Hideki, you know, man, I'll be on your side. I'm gonna pick up the game on PC, and hopefully it's a good game and I can enjoy it. So with that, so like I said, that is basically it. Thank you guys for all the crazy questions y'all asked. Shout outs to Foodie Puncher, Double M, Triple M, Bronny Takashi, Salim, Thank y'all for the questions. Y'all have a good night. And like I said, I have a video on my channel that's called Something Ain't Right 1 and 2. Basically, check them out. I would love to see those who will put their theories to it. I just saw somebody just said you were talking about the third parties are looking for Nintendo for the install base. I'm like, we can't say that because then on the Wii they had the install base, but people still. And also, when you do have the install base, they don't buy their games. Like I said, a quick platinum store. Like I just said, when the guy said that, I mean, I can't write it. I ain't gonna type it out. I'm not a keyboard warrior, but you can't say it because Okami was going to be on the GameCube, but because PlayStation 2 had a way bigger lead for Capcom said, let's put Okami on PlayStation 2, and they put it on PlayStation 2, and it's a great game, got praises, but it was a flop. So you can't say taking it to a high install base guarantees it's gonna be a success. You can't say that, because same thing with No More Heroes. Now, those are that's wrong. Those are niches. How it works out, because we can't see the game concept. We can't see the power, because again, 007, the remake, was on the Wii. It got remade over to 360 in PlayStation and still didn't sell that well. HD Okami went from the Wii to PlayStation 3, still didn't sell that well, and it hasn't still that well because it's the technical more power. The power didn't help out there, and the same thing with the one question I always ask anybody: can anybody find the sales on PlayStation 3 for the Chronicle games, the HD version? Because they didn't sell that well. The last time, again, the only number I've seen is they sold 11,000. It can't be they sold 11,000 on PlayStation 3. While the other games sold over 2 million a piece on the Wii. I hope not. But there's more power into those games, more powers, whatever, but nobody's picking them up. So it's a conundrum. We can't say it's the install base, because I can give examples like I just did. That install base ain't helping it. I can't say power, because you know what? I can give examples of power. The game being more powerful, look more beautiful. It's HDR, as people were saying, whatever, and it still failed. So there's one thing people need to that's why I say specs, and I gotta get to this video. This is my fault, but when I get more time. But there's one thing that people keep on forgetting. Other specs is like third, 2 is optimization, and 1 is the number one thing that needs to make a great game. And I have all this time I've seen this, nobody has talked about it. Everybody always talk about, oh man, you got better specs, you could do this. Nobody's talked about this one thing that will make a good game. So I'll talk about that in my LBC video about specs when the time comes out. Hopefully I get time to do it, because like I said, I've been busy like crazy. But other than that, I am going to go to my bed right now and sleep, because I need to, so I can work tonight and run my freaking company. Other than that, people out there, thank you for the questions. Thank you for all the people who are subscribed to the Endua channel and giving your feedback. Thank you all for, like I said, putting your questions and answers, questions and theories and everything up. And again, I'm still looking for anybody who want to join the Endcast. I mean, you're willing to join it, and I will start to do the one-on-ones. But I have to do sprites first, the one, because me and him did a one-on-one, and I got to put that together and put it together. But Double M, Jay Fleming, all the other guys, I got to do one-on-one with them about stuff when I got time. But other than that, peace out. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll check out my boys on OGL podcast tomorrow, and enjoy it and have a good night. Oops, okay, I forget. Remember, there's no perfect games out there. What's perfect to you is not perfect to me. What's perfect to me is not perfect to you. Simply enjoy your games on any platform that you have, no matter what the console. Peace.